Welcome back to United Insider TV for the critical final countdown. The silence is over. The international break, that deceptive period of rest and recovery, has finally concluded. And for Manchester United, the reality of the Premier League returns with a sharp, unforgiving urgency. The entire first-team squad, every key player who traveled the globe for national duty, is now back at Carrington. The focus is absolute. The pressure is immediate. All roads lead to Old Trafford on Monday, November 24th, where United faces Everton in a battle to protect the streak. This match is far more than just 3 points. It is the crucial test of momentum for Ruben Amorim's project. It is the moment to prove that the 5-match unbeaten run built on renewed confidence and the defensive steel of Lammens was not a fluke, but the genuine foundation of a new era. But the return to chaos brings with it a terrifying truth. The team is immediately compromised. The international break has delivered a cruel twist of fate, forcing Amorim into a massive, immediate selection crisis that threatens to derail the momentum before the festive period even begins. Today, we expose the full extent of the damage, the definitive loss of the club's marquee striker, the future crisis brewing with the AFCON time bomb, and the crucial returns of 2 defensive giants that offer the only hope of stopping David Moyes' revenge mission. Let's begin with the biggest, most damaging news hitting Carrington this week. Benjamin Sesko is confirmed out. The young Slovenian striker, who represents the spearhead and the future of Amorim's attack, suffered a knee injury just before the break in the chaotic match against Tottenham. While the club and the fans can breathe a massive sigh of relief that initial fears of a major, season-ending ligament tear have been ruled out, the timeline is still punishing. Sesko will not be available for the pivotal Everton match, and the current prognosis suggests he will be sidelined for around 3 to 5 weeks. This rules him out for the Everton clash and potentially fixtures against Crystal Palace and West Ham, robbing the manager of his primary number 9 during the most congested period of the calendar. The loss of Sesko is a tactical catastrophe. Amorim's 3-4-2-1 system relies on the central striker acting as the focal point, a runner, a presser, and an aerial threat. Sesko's height, pace, and intelligent movement are fundamental to creating space for the wide forwards like Mbeumo and the midfield runners like Bruno Fernandes. Without him, the entire geometry of the attack changes. The pressure now falls squarely on one man, Matheus Cunha. The Brazilian forward, who has already proven his tenacity in a makeshift role, must now step up and lead the line. Cunha offers relentless pressing and raw energy, but he lacks the aerial presence and the finishing composure of Sesko. This forces Amorim to adapt his strategy, relying less on crossing and more on quick, intricate interplay on the deck. The entire attack is now in flux, relying on a system that is fundamentally different from the one that delivered the 5-match unbeaten run. The challenge for Cunha is immense. He must produce goals against a highly organized low block, or the momentum dies right here. The injury to Sesko is the immediate disaster, but Manchester United must simultaneously deal with the slow-motion crisis ticking down to the end of the year, the looming threat of the Africa Cup of Nations, or AFCON. The man at the center of this future storm is Bryan Mbeumo. The good news is that Mbeumo is fully fit and available for the Everton match. He returned from international duty with Cameroon unscathed, and his electric form is essential to supporting the attack without Sesko. However, the clock is ticking. As a key player for Cameroon, Mbeumo is expected to join his national side in late December, around the 21st, to prepare for the tournament. The disruption this will cause cannot be overstated. Mbeumo is expected to miss up to 7 critical United fixtures across December and January, including crucial clashes against rivals. The loss of both Sesko and Mbeumo simultaneously would represent an existential crisis for the club's attack, removing nearly all of Amorim's primary, high-output forwards. Amorim must now treat Mbeumo as a borrowed asset. He needs the Cameroonian to deliver maximum output in the 4 to 5 games he has left before AFCON, starting with Everton. Every goal, every assist, and every point Mbeumo contributes now is insurance against the devastating gap he will leave behind come the new year. The pressure on Mbeumo is twofold: deliver the result now and deliver the security for the future. The next month will define the first half of United's season, and Mbeumo is absolutely essential to surviving the immediate SESKO loss. The hope for Manchester United does not lie in the attack, but in the growing, quiet strength returning to the defensive half of the pitch. The biggest defensive boost comes from the sight of Lisandro Martinez, especially with the likely continued absence of Leny Yoro, who otherwise would be tasked with facing Everton's physicality. And the entire defense is anchored by the presence of Lammens. Lammens, whom Sir Alex Ferguson publicly endorsed as outstanding, has returned from the break as the undisputed foundation of the unbeaten streak. In a game where United is expected to dominate possession, Lammens' safe hands, calm command of the box, and reliable distribution are more important than ever. He is the antidote to defensive chaos, and his confidence will be the shield against any counterattack. The return of these key figures confirm that while the attack is crippled, the defense is finally stabilizing. This is the hallmark of an Amorim side: build from the back. The final piece of the puzzle is the man standing opposite Amorim, David Moyes. The former United manager returns to Old Trafford with the clear, infuriating game plan: suffocate the space, defend deep, and frustrate the crowd into submission. Everton will be set up in a rigid, compact 4-4-2 or 5-4-1 designed explicitly to negate United's fluid 3-4-2-1 system. This is a tactical checkmate for Amorim. He must devise a way to penetrate the low block without falling victim to the inevitable counterattack or the set-piece bombardment that Moyes favors. The key to victory lies not in the central attack, but in the width. Diogo Dalot and Luke Shaw must be relentless overlapping runs to stretch the Everton fullbacks and create space for Cunha and Mbeumo to operate inside. The wingbacks are the chief architects of penetration. In midfield, the battle will be brutal. If Maguire and Mainoo are fit, their presence would offer the perfect blend of steel and ball-carrying ability. Casemiro will be the linchpin, tasked with winning the second balls and controlling the tempo against the aggressive pressers of Everton's midfield. If United loses the midfield battle, the unbeaten run ends. This match requires patience, discipline, and execution. Amorim's side needs to prove they can maintain the 5-match run by overcoming a tactical challenge, not just a talent deficit. It is a defining test of their mental fortitude. This is the United Insider TV final verdict on the return to the Premier League. Manchester United is back at Carrington, ready to fight, but facing an immediate, high-stakes battle against the David Moyes low block without its star striker. The loss of Benjamin Sesko forces a tactical restructure around the energy of Cunha and the precision of Mbeumo. But the hope lies in the resilience of the defense, bolstered by the psychological boost of Lisandro Martinez's return and the guaranteed stability of the outstanding Lammens. The unbeaten run is on the line. The pressure is immense, but the structure built by Amorim is resilient, and the momentum is too high to be broken by one injury. It will be tight, frustrating, and ugly, but United will find a way through. Prediction: Manchester United 2-0. The fight begins now. Now the conversation shifts to you. In the comment section below, give me your score prediction and tell me the one player, other than Cunha, who must step up to replace the goals and presence of Benjamin Sesko. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on every single match, transfer, and piece of club news, smash that like button now and make sure you are subscribed to United Insider TV with notifications on. The match day is nearly here.